Welcome to CYA Condos. I'm Lori Greenlee. Purchasing any real estate, especially a condo, could be one of the biggest purchases you ever make, whether you are an empty nester, young couple moving to the city for work, or it's your first home. This purchase is not only a piece of real estate, but you will now become part of a wider community of owners that together make up the condo association. You are now in business with your neighbors who live under the same roof as you. Let's look at the most important questions you should have answers to when it comes to purchasing condos, whether you are representing yourself or looking for an experienced agent, so that you know what qualifications to consider in your search. We will cover each of these in more detail throughout future videos and blogs, but for today we are discussing questions 6 through 10. Don't forget to hit subscribe to keep updated on condo news and education, by the way. Number 6. What building extras are you willing to pay for? In an effort to lure buyers, some developers have packed their projects with over-the-top amenities. If your heart is set on that doggy swimming pool, go for it. But you'll be paying for it in the form of monthly common charges, so be sure it's worth it. Be thoughtful of the services offered versus the services you will truly use. If you won't use the craft room or the bike repair room or vegetable garden, just be aware you are paying for them. But also be aware that there are plenty of developments without amenities that you probably won't have to pay to operate those amenities monthly. Or maybe you are willing to pay for some fun amenities and a wine cellar is a better perk for you. Not only do you pay monthly to use these amenities, but you will also be paying to repair or replace those over time through reserves. So make sure you will appreciate and use what is offered, or that you feel they are a good investment for resale. Number 7, what is the building made of? Steel, concrete, or wood? This matters. Most apartment buildings are built at a lower build standard. Think how often you can hear your neighbors in an apartment. Also, consider the cost to care for these large commercial buildings. A better quality built building might make more sense in all regards. Let's talk about the noise. Measuring sound transmission is actually a science, and the scale assigned to sound transmission levels is called an STC, or Sound Transmission Class Rating, which began in 1961, about the time the first condos in America came about. It measures and assigns a score to the sound transmission of walls, ceilings, floors, doors, and windows. A score of 20 is low, and a score of 60 is considered good. As an example, a normal 24-inch wood stud wall with 12-inch drywall has an STC of 32. Today, many building codes require condos to have an STC of 50 or higher, with luxury condos usually coming in with an STC score of 60 or more. To obtain this higher rating, these buildings are usually constructed from steel and/or concrete and other high-end material, which, as you might imagine, costs sufficiently more to build. This also means these condos will probably cost more to purchase, but keep in mind the structure itself carries less sound and will generally require less maintenance and have a longer lifespan when it comes to many of the common areas and major components. As you might imagine, developers of apartments are on a budget, so usually will not be able to build with such materials, which is why most apartments usually have an STC rating closer to 40. Click on the QR code to read more specifics about how you can test noise levels on our blog, or go to www.cyacondos.com. Question number 8. Who are the neighbors? Take a look at the lots and blocks around the building. Are there empty lots? If there are, there's a chance you might experience construction during your time there. Ask questions or do research. Be thoughtful about how that will affect your quality of life as well as your resale value. It could ultimately benefit your resale value unless you are trying to sell during construction, of course. In neighborhoods that are gentrifying, this may be even more of an issue. Do your homework and walk around the project at different times to get a feel for the area. What's happening, who's there, and what businesses might be moving in. You and your realtor should ask as many questions as possible about the neighborhood and neighbors, even though not much can be shared about who lives in the development. Simple observations or casual conversations in elevators or while walking through amenities might serve you well. Are you going to feel comfortable if you are retired and live in a development that seems to attract college students? Possibly. It might make you feel like you have found the fountain of youth and be exactly what you have been looking for, but it also might not offer the types of activities that interest you most. That also goes for the neighborhood the building is built in. As an example, is it surrounded by businesses and activities that attract tourists? You may decide you want a more peaceful lifestyle. That might also be a reason to ask about the number of investor versus owner-occupied condos. You might be sensitive to the thought of short-term renters instead of hoping for owner-occupied neighbors to create your community. Number 9. Do you need a storage unit? Downsizing can be tough. As we discussed, taking less square footage into consideration is important. Does the condo come with a storage unit? If so, is it leased or deeded, and where is it located? If it doesn't come with a unit, are there any available to rent or purchase? Some developments offer storage with your purchase. Many charge extra for this additional space. Make sure you confirm storage is available and where it is located and what rules apply, since you might be downsizing and this extra space is valuable to you. Storage off property isn't a bad thing if you are only going once or twice a year to get holiday decorations or bicycles, but since you are downsizing, you might need a space in the building for weekly access, which would be very inconvenient if it were off-site. Number 10, how many units are owned by investors and why do you care? Not only does this matter in regards to how many units are rentals versus owner-occupied for noise and turnover reasons, but the percentage of investors who own units in a project may also impact a buyer's ability to get a mortgage or sell their unit. If a condo project has more than 49% of its units owned by investors who have purchased them as investment properties, FHA and possibly other lenders will not approve that project for mortgages to current owners and buyers. That might not matter to you today, but it decreases your buyer pool when it's time to sell, since fewer loan options are available to buyers. As a reminder, don't forget to hit the subscribe button to keep updated on our daily and weekly condo news and education. Also, visit us at cyacondos.com and click on our Condo Concierge page. Here you'll be able to see the many ways we can help, from consulting to representing buyers and sellers, supporting agents, training, educating, and connecting and collaborating with anyone who works in the condo industry, and referring the best in all industries to help you enjoy your condo living, buying, and selling experiences. Thank you and have a great day.